Welcome to the Brook Railroad, and today we're making coupler pockets for these little electric locomotives we build. This particular one is a custom job, so it has 3 3/4 inch, I think it's 3 3/4 inch coupler pockets. So we're at 2, there's 3, 750. So 3 inches, 750. I'll make a little scribe there. And I'll make a little scribe here. A little secret, I already did that earlier, but I wanted to do that again for on camera. So now I'm gonna take my little square and we'll line it up like this. Kind of a weird angle, but we'll line it up like this. And not look like a doof while I'm doing it. Make a mark. Make another mark there. I'll cut these off on the metal cutting chop saw. Now, but before we cut this, let's also measure for our coupler mounts. We're going to use these couplers here. They've been sitting on the shelf for a while. And just move this over here so you can see what I'm doing. So, coupler sits in about like this. So it has some swing to it. And that is, I believe that's 2 inches. No, it's actually 1 1/4 inches. 1 1/4 inches is not bad, especially for a short shank coupler like this. So, put 1 1/4 inches there on that end. I'll do 1 1/4 inches on this end. Now, this is 2 inch. This is 2 inch. So we'll go 1 inch in from the side. I'll make our center line. Put my center punch on that. There, now that's all marked up for me to make this cut and this cut, drill this hole, drill this hole. Maybe covering up the hole was a bad idea. In retrospect. Alright. Center hole. Center punch mark. That's it. Now I'm going to clamp this to the table. To wash it out from the inside of these, and I think we're ready to clean them up, mount them, weld them on. So what do you do when you don't have a parts washer? You need to wash parts? Well, you got a 5-quart bucket. Pour some denatured alcohol into the parts. Degrease them. Slosh them around, clean them up. A lot cleaner than it was. I think that's clean enough. Now we're on to the coupler pocket hangers. I need to space the coupler pockets based on the size wheel that the locomotive has, because coupler pocket height is measured from the top of the rail, and the wheel affects that. Now my mic didn't work for this part, so, well, I guess at least this part isn't going to be quite as noisy. And for this particular locomotive, I ended up cutting a total of 4 spacers, hangers, whatever we want to call these things. I haven't really come up with an official name for them, but you see me wearing the welding glove while grinding off the burrs on this one, just because it was still hot. It's kind of in a hurry to finish this engine. Now you might have noticed I'd already painted the locomotive chassis at this point, and here I need to weld on it again. I might have jumped the gun a little bit, but I guess it'll have a little extra paint on it in some places. And not quite as much as I'd intended on other places. But here I am measuring the center line for the coupler pockets, and we're going to mount those there and clamp them on and weld them in place. Now the eagle-eyed among you will notice that I'm using 2 small 1-inch pieces of 1/2-inch steel. And why 2 pieces instead of one big piece of 2-inch wide steel plate that's 1/2-inch thick? Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. One is, have you seen the price of 1/2-inch steel lately? Especially 2-inch wide? Well, that's one reason for not doing that. The other is, well, I couldn't find any anyway, even if I did want it, and even if it was cheaper. I have to stay within budget on this project. It is for a customer, and this is still plenty strong this way. The coupler pocket has its points of anchoring, or it's anchor points, I guess we could say. And we'll just weld that on the sides, and it'll hold quite well. We've done this on other engines before. And have I ever mentioned how much I love this welding fixture table? You just clamp things to it and hold things down and weld them up. More snap, crackle, pop. I might have jumped the gun and painted it a little too early, so looks like I'll be repainting parts of this and just touching up what I just messed up again, which is okay. Look at my welds. I guess not bad. I don't really call myself a welder though, so maybe more of a DIY YouTuber. I don't know. A mediocre machinist. I wouldn't call myself an expert machinist. Or an expert welder. Kind of get by at both. But I guess as long as the welds are strong, that's really all that matters. Yeah. I know there's a lot of room for improvement for my welding technique. And I guess that's okay. Because the welds hold. And you know what, if they do break, which I don't think they will, you know, I'll fix them at my expense. So there we go. That's what you call a warranty when you sell something to somebody that you've manufactured. You kind of owe it to them to stand behind your work. Don't just sell something to somebody and just leave it at that and, you know, they're on their own from there on out. No. If I messed up on something, I'll own up to it. And, you know, I'm not perfect, but I think this is close enough to perfect. I think this will hold up quite well. So, well, everything cool, and shoot it with some primer again, and a couple of pockets and everything, and then we'll shoot it with some black paint, and we can mount the trucks, and then it's let's see. Oh, I can't do paint yet because I have to do the on-off switch. I need to come up with a piece down here on the corner. So right here there needs to be a piece of angle iron that's, I guess, right in here. Comes out like this. Has the key switch on it. Nicely hidden right under here. So it's hidden by the bodywork, protected by the bodywork, and protected by the truck that's going to be here. So I think that's what I'm going to put here is the key switch. It's a special This is a custom job. This is actually smaller than most of the frames that I make. Somebody needed a new frame for a Mr. Motion shifter, and just so happens I know the dimensions of those frames. This one's a little different than a Mr. Motion shifter because the axles are, or the trucks are hung differently. You notice there are slots, and Mr. Motion didn't put slots in, he just put screw holes. And these trucks are fully sprung. You'll notice these coupler pockets hang down a little further. That's because this has bigger wheels. This has 5 1/4 inch wheels on it, and Mr. Motion's had 4 3/4 inch wheels. Now you can't buy Mr. Motion shifters anymore, so this is the closest you can get is a Millbrook Railroad ES2500. But this right here is I guess we'll call it a super shifter, for lack of a better term. It's a nice little design, but the main differences between this and the ES2500 frames, like Millbrook 71, is the Millbrook 71's frame is 4 inches longer right here in the middle. And let's see. Oh, I gotta cut battery boxes. Those are gonna be wood, so I've got to drill for axle box. Yeah, I've got to drill for battery box holes. Well, that means I've got to put the table saw back together, and it's in pieces. Okay, well that's, I guess, a project for tomorrow. So we'll pick this video up. We'll pick this project up in the next video. That's what we'll do. Well, that's coupler pockets. I hope you enjoyed today's video of putting these things on. If you did enjoy today's video, hit the thumbs up button. If we deserved it, you want to see more videos like this one, you can go to millbrookrailroad.com. You can subscribe. You can hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss a single video. If you really like our content, you could always join us over on Patreon, patreon.com/millbrookrailroad, and that helps us continue to produce videos like this one and more. Track work videos, videos of visiting other railroads, videos of just running trains around. You know, it's all part of the backyard railroading / live steam railroad hobby, and try to cover it all. I have some more projects coming up too, so certainly want to stick around for some of those. We've got some track building, but we've got some roadbed building first. And we have some cars to maintain, some cars to do some repairs to, and a couple more engines to build, a couple more engines to rebuild, a whole lot more coming up this year here on the Millbrook Railroad channel. So thanks for watching. Oh, that's still hot.